Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, and welcome, Cathy Driskell. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. Congratulations. You are a brand new author. Please
Yeah.
show everybody your book and tell them the title.
This is the Angry Red Troll.
So good. That is such an intriguing cover. And I have to say
Yeah.
that I had so much fun reading this book. Can
Oh,
you?
good. Thank you.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Can you tell us what inspired you to write this book?
It was kind of a bunch of things all came together at the right time. Initially, I was just researching how to publish my daughter's stories. I have two daughters, college age, and they're both writers. The oldest has a whole book of stories and poetry. So I was researching and I came across your masterclass on how to write a children's story. And then the goal changed. Now it was all about me and writing. And this is something I could do. And but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to write about. So I went to bookstores and I was doing some market research, and I really wanted to write something that was personal or had to do with my family, a personal experience, or my educational background. And I noticed in the children's area that there was a lack of books about special needs. I mean, they're
Hmm.
there. You can find them. You have to search a little bit, but especially where there's main characters with special needs. So my educational background is autism therapy and psychology. So I decided to go that route. But I needed a main character that really was good at showing tantrums. And
Yes.
so this is where my family comes in. We're a military family, and our last set of orders, we got 3 year orders to Italy, and my son was one. And just we were not going to let a toddler hold us back from traveling. So for the 3 years, we traveled like crazy, and he was like one, two, and three, and he had the worst tantrums because we he was constantly strapped into, strollers, my husband's backpack. So most of our memories are not of what we saw. It was, do you remember that terrible tantrum Jack had in front of the Louvre?
Right.
But anyway, he is a bright redhead, and he was nicknamed the Angry Red Troll. So all these things kind of came together at the right moment, um that's how it happened. My
I
inspiration.
love I love knowing the inspiration behind the story now. I mean, and I can completely agree. We just traveled to Barcelona with our just she just turned years old to my granddaughter. And that was
Yeah,
tough. She had to be buckled
it's so tough.
into the airplane by herself. She didn't want
Yeah.
that. She wanted to be on her
No, they
mom's
just want
lap.
to be free and run.
Right, right,
But
right. So I
you
can
got to take advantage
totally.
of being over there.
For sure you do when
Yeah.
everything is so close. So I love knowing where the angry red troll came from. Can you
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about what the book is about and who would you
Yeah.
say it's for?
Okay. The book is about a little troll, and he lives in the dark forest, a little quiet life with his family. But then one day he goes to school, first day of school in kindergarten, and you can see him struggling. Like the cafeteria is really loud, and he's starting to get overwhelmed. And then he goes to recess, and the sun is too bright. And then at PE, the tag and the jersey is too scratchy. So you can really see how he's struggling with some sensory issues, and you can just watch how he navigates that.
Hmm.
I think it's a book for everyone. I hope that everyone enjoys it. Especially for kids who can relate to Stewie and maybe have similar challenges, but also to the kids that don't, so they can see um, what their peers are going through and how to support them and how to better understand. And then for parents and teachers, it just really opens up the conversation about, kids like Stewie and how to normalize the situation a little more instead of the kids being afraid when they see someone having a hard time.
Yes. I learned a lot from just reading this book, and I want to say that it is for children for sure. I love how this little troll goes through his I don't know if calling them tantrums or whatever it
Yeah,
may be, goes through a difficult time and then
yeah,
he figures it out for himself. I was just so proud of that.
yeah,
I was so proud of him. And then I was thinking about you writing that. I'm just so
yeah,
glad that this book is child friendly. And like you said, it's
yeah,
for everybody. It's for the kids that are not going through that, but
yeah,
are watching other kids go through it, or you have a
yeah,
sibling, and just so, so important.
yeah. Thank you.
Well, would you hold the book up one more
Sure.
time? I'm going to tell everybody right now, this book, The
Yeah.
Angry Red Troll, is available on Amazon. So you want to go there, grab a copy of it. You've got the paperback. It's also there
Mhm.
in hardcover and in ebook format.
Yeah.
I love that the characters are trolls also. That just
Yeah.
adds another element of fun to the
Yeah.
story.
Thank
What a fun
you.
book.
Thanks.
So let's talk a little bit about your journey into becoming an author. I love that you shared
Okay.
first it was a dream for your daughters that you had.
Right.
Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting? As parents, as moms do
Yeah.
that. It's like, I'm going to help my daughter, but then it's something that
Yeah.
came out of you, and now you've written this book. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you made this about you, your book, your dream of
Well, now I
being
can
an
share my inspiration to them and help
right.
them, do it for themselves.
100%, 100%. But I love that you have that background also in psychology, and you've put that into your book. Just wonderful. So let's talk about challenges and lessons learned in the publishing process. What would you say was the biggest challenge when writing this book?
I did have a challenge. And you mentioned that you loved how he solved it himself. So in your master class, I learned that it's really important for the main character or the child to solve the problem, like be his own hero. And you don't
Hmm.
want a parent or, an adult to come at the end and swoop in and solve all the issues. So um, it took a couple of rewrites to get it just right, where he could, someone like Stewie with his challenges at his age to really be able to have the insight to solve it himself. But I was,
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
so
I'm
that was
glad
probably
that
the
was.
hardest one.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
hard, but you came, I mean, you fixed that, and it's just
yeah,
a process of writing, right?
yeah,
It's I want to, for our viewers who are watching who are writing themselves, the first draft is not your final draft. It's the start that's going to get you there, and then we keep working on the next draft and the next draft. And I love that you came to that. You came to
yeah,
that, right? It's the progression of writing for children, working on it, and then having a strong book in the end. And you have a
yeah,
very strong story, Cathy. So I'm so proud of that. Let's
yeah,
talk about lessons. What was the biggest
yeah.
lesson throughout the publishing process?
Ah, patience. I came with this manuscript. I was like ready to go. Let's publish it. And I was thinking, there's no way it's going to take a whole year. But just like with the ending, the challenge, of making him the hero, there's so many little things that you want to get right, and you don't want to rush it, and you want to come out with a good product. So, one of the best pieces of advice that my writing coach, gave me was whenever I would get the edits back, she'd say, read it and then put it aside and just sit on it for a few days. And that was hard at first, but then I realized it was brilliant because after I let it sit for a while and I would come back, I could see it differently and I could see their perspectives, and it just made everything so much better. And so patience,
Mhm.
patience, trust the process. Yeah, don't rush.
Yes, I
Yeah,
like that. That is a really good lesson for all of us.
yeah,
Yeah, very good. So, what is the best part of accomplishing this dream for you to be a children's published
yeah.
author?
Well, of course, I love holding something tangible that I've, worked so hard for. But I also think it's really important for my kids to see me accomplish something and not just be just mom.
Hmm.
Like you can accomplish things. I'm in my 50s and I'm still accomplishing things. So I think that's important. You can be more than one thing. So
Yes.
yeah, I love that.
Hmm, I got chills. That's so important. It's so important. I mean, children seeing you, and I know they must not be children. I think you said they were in their
Yeah. Yeah. My
20s, right?
youngest is in eighth grade. Yeah.
Yes.
Jack, the,
Okay.
the red, the red troll. He's eighth grade now.
Okay.
He's
Good.
calmed
And
down.
then you've got some in their 20s or high
Right.
teens.
Two in college.
Okay, two in college. I agree with you. I think it's so valuable for our kids to see us go for our dreams and
Yeah.
that the dreams evolve, right? Like we
Yeah.
accomplish so much in our 20s and or our 30s, and then in our 50s we're still going for it. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Kathy.
Sure.
So, now what piece of advice do you have for aspiring authors? If your daughters decide to write, what is a piece
Yeah.
of advice you would
Yeah.
give to them?
Don't do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. There's so many people who have done this before you, and just reach out and ask. There were so many little steps in the process that I had no clue, how in depth these steps were, but I didn't have to do it alone. I had someone every step of the way helping me through, and that's thanks to your program. But yeah, don't do it alone. Just reach out. You don't have to. Someone's already figured it all out. So
Yes, yes. I love that advice. Would you say that it was more fun when you do it with others, when you do it in community?
definitely, definitely, because we were all in the same stage together. We all kind of had the same challenges, and yeah, it was good to have to not do it alone. Have someone there who's
Yes.
experiencing the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Good,
yeah,
good. I love that. Thank
very
you.
important. Yeah,
Yeah, so for sure today, friends, go to Amazon and
yeah.
grab a copy of this book. You're going to
Mhm.
love it. You're going to thank me for that. But
Thank you.
besides going to Amazon, where else
Yeah.
can our viewers find you?
You can go to my website. It's cathydriscollbooks.com, and you can click through there to get to Amazon to purchase it. And I'm also on Instagram and Facebook under Cathy Driscoll Author. So you can find me
Okay,
there. Yeah.
excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, and before we go, Kathy, is there
Yeah.
anything you wish I would have asked you or anything else you want to share?
There's one thing that was really important to me when writing this, and I made it I made it a point not to use the word disorder in my
Mm,
story. And in fact, in the whole story, I don't even mention that when you're reading the story that Stewie has sensory sensitivities or sensory processing issues. I don't even mention that. You just kind of see him challenge, having these challenges. But at the very end of the book, on the education page to the parents, I do mention um, sensory processing issues or sensory processing differences. And I just really think it's important to not use that word disorder so much. It just, when a kid hears the word disorder, they immediately think something's wrong. And no kid
mhm.
should grow up thinking something's wrong with them. They just have differences. And differences are good. If we were all the same, then, the world would be boring. But
Yeah.
on that note, I did make I think there should be more books about kids, just we just need more books about kids with special needs. So I also
Yes.
think we need more stuffies. And I made a Stewie doll with earphones.
So cute. That's so cute. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've done so well, Kathy. I
Thank you.
just commend you on the book. I loved it. Um, on the last page, I'm glad you added that
Yeah.
information. There's also a
Mhm.
little fun thing about going back and counting the number of frogs. Like, I just love
Logs.
that kind of thing too.
Thank
I
you.
cannot wait to sit down with my
Yeah.
grandbaby and we just look for all those
Oh,
little
thank
details.
you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Kathy, it's been a delight. Friends, you know what to do. Go find Kathy on her website on Instagram and purchase this very, very important and fun book. Thank you,
Yes. Thank you so
Kathy.
much, everyone. Thank you, Miriam.
Thanks. Enjoy your book
Yeah.
launch day.